There's frost in every window. Oh, I can't believe my eyes. And in my bones, I feel the warmth that's coming from inside. Here's your look at the new Diamond Select. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas GameStop exclusive. What's this? Jack Skellington. Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town, had grown tired of his yearly routine when he discovered a doorway to another world called Christmas Town. Fascinated with the trappings of this new holiday, Jack tries to take over Christmas duties from Santa Claus, but he is clueless about joy and merriment as the other scare-happy citizens of Halloween Town. Now with Christmas in danger of not coming at all, Jack must undo the damage he has wrought. This PVC diorama of Jack Skellington is based on his appearance in Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. It is constructed of high-grade vinyl and exacting paint details. It was designed by Joe Allard and sculpted by Dave Cortez. What's this? That's my trusty tape measure. And if you are new to this channel, the means in which I tell you guys, the humbled members of the mob, how tall a statue stands. I do it for other collectibles as well. And I'm going to use this tape measure right now to get the height for the new Jack Skellington release. While I am doing this, I want to send out a big thank you to the folks over at Diamond Select who are nice enough to send this sample my way. If you are looking to pick this one up for yourself, as stated in the beginning of this review, this is a GameStop exclusive. According to my trusty tape measure, 14 inches is what's greeting you when you are picking this piece up for yourself, and that goes to the very top of his umbrella handle. How does that translate in centimeters? More than happy to oblige, more than happy to provide that. 35.6, a little over 35.5 centimeters tall. Picking up the statue, I might add, not by Jack's legs, as they are awfully spindly. That's not a good move at all. But we're going to grab it from the bottom and pick it up so you guys can see how the bottom base looks like. This is the top of a rooftop of a building. You would imagine a building would be down here, and Jack's perched atop of that, moving across the buildings as he makes his way across the city, the small town. The neat thing about it, though, is, as you can see, it's Christmas, and they're celebrating with adorning the top of the roof in Christmas lights and candy canes and stripings and all the stuff you would expect Christmas decorations to look like. If you flip it upside down, there's not a whole lot of stuff happening. It's almost even ridiculous for the fact I would even show you this part of it. But I just want to show you like how hollow this actually is. It really doesn't, I mean, it's not a detriment to the statue. It doesn't have to be weighted here because Jack is already a light piece to start off with. But I just like to show you guys what the inner workings, what the underside of the actual display bases in a lot of cases look like. The base itself, what is really neat about it, not only is it really quite colorful here with the metallic pinks and greens and the nice striping that they've done to the alternating red and white, but if you look at the actual snow, it's not quite white. Obviously, anybody's going to look at that and say, yes, that is white. But it has a slight, almost pearlesque tint to it. It's got almost like a metallic sheen to it, which I'm hoping the light is being able to capture that properly so that you guys can actually see. You can also make out some nice sculpt work that Diamond Select have incorporated into the snow, so you can actually see that Jack's feet are landing an impression and leaving a good impression onto the actual snow face itself. I really like the way that they've done this. Of course, as we move our way up, Jack is frolicking across the tops of the buildings, carrying in hand one lone little star. Of course, in the other hand, he's got himself his umbrella. And I'm going to do my best to try to get all of this in frame because it is an awfully tall statue. The umbrella is done, as you can see, with the green, the main section of the umbrella being all green, and then the handled area being the same candy cane familiar colors of the alternating red and white. Just recently, I also had a look at the Santa Jack PVC statue, which did have some issues, unfortunately, with him holding the bag. Luckily, I don't have any issues whatsoever with the What's This Jack, as even though he is a character that by his own design is something that could be problematic for holding things, and just being the fact that he's very skinny in design. Knock on wood, I haven't had any issues with him, say, for example, holding the umbrella, as you can see, or holding the star in hand. It's not to be said that you have to ham-hand this. You want to be still very careful when picking up this piece for yourself. So I would say if you are picking up the statue to move it to different locations, don't pick it up by Jack. Instead, try to pick it up from the base itself. The What's This Jack Skellington statue is yet another example of why Diamond Select seemed to really understand the Nightmare Before Christmas property, both in figures and statues. While I've been very dedicated to collecting all the figures that they've released, and I think they currently got a wave slated to release, I kind of in a way favor statues more than anything else. Larger characters like Sally, for example, aren't so much the issue. The mayor isn't so much the problem. But when you get to characters spindly and thin like Jack Skellington, it translates well to figures, but you can't really get poses going on like this, like you can here in this gallery statue. Sure, you can bend his arms, you can bend his elbows, not in this case, mind you, but the figure, but then you always down the road have issues with loose joints, because they are small joints after all. In the knees, in the legs, and in the arms. Yes, instead, I think when it comes to Jack Skellington pieces, I usually get more on board, I think, the gallery statues and the regular resin statues than I do the regular figures. I still like collecting the figures, but again, there's something much more charming when it comes to the statues, because again, you're getting them in poses that you don't normally be able to get the actual figures actually in. Such a great head portrait, though, of the Jack Skellington here. Of course, he's got his bat bow tie. Thing you want to be very careful of on this piece probably could be listed on a long piece of paper, because again, he is a statue. He has a little bit more durability, I think, than an actual figure, but that's to say that you still want to be very careful with pieces like, for example, the wings, the little sections here that stick out from the bow tie. The star, for example, that's only attached really to his thumb. You can see that his pointer finger actually isn't even attached to it at all. And you'd also want to be careful of, for example, his arm, because his arm is holding something that goes further past the point of his forearm. You want to be careful that you don't accidentally clip that, but I'm very, very happy with how this one turned out. I've collected probably, I would say, about 4 or 5 Nightmare Before Christmas statues up to the point of the What's This Jack Skellington. All of them have positives and all of them have negatives in the sense that, again, when you're looking at Jack, it's to be said, I mean, certainly it's an understatement to know that this character is problematic in his design. I would say, though, of all the statues that I've looked at, this might be one of my favorite Jack Skellingtons that Diamond Select have released up to this point. Some belated Christmas shopping may be in order if you're looking to pick up this one for yourself. We are past, of course, the holiday season. I'm certain, though, GameStop probably still has these available if you're looking to pick this one up either online or to the GameStop stores if you have any in your area. The debate, of course, could still be ongoing as to whether you would consider Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween film or if you consider it exclusively a Christmas film. Personally speaking, I usually consider Nightmare Before Christmas Christmas than anything else. It's not to say, though, that the Nightmare Before Christmas pieces, whether it be figures or statues, a lot of times I'll just display all year round anyways. This particular piece, though, the What's This Jack Skellington, because it has more nods to Christmas, ideally because he's standing on top of a roof that's decorated for the Christmas holiday, I'd probably be more inclined to display this during Christmas time, and maybe not all year round. It's a nice looking piece, and it's really hard to pinpoint my favorite of the Nightmare pieces, because there are so many that have come out over the years. Various different companies have handled the figures, and of course Diamond Select have handled this property for the longest of times, releasing both figures and statues. I'm still on board completely getting the figures, but I think my heart when it comes to Jack Skellington usually is more in the statue variety, just because you can get them in more unique poses that you really can't get into figures, which is so sad. Yes, the figures are fully posable, or as posable as you can get Jack Skellington looking like this. But I think for me, if I want to get him in a real iconic pose like this, for example, this is only something that you could really pull off successfully, if you ask me, as a gallery statue, and not necessarily as a figure. As I said, I will still be collecting the Nightmare figures, but I think when it comes to my love for the Nightmare Before Christmas, and specifically Jack Skellington, I really look forward to when we get new gallery statue releases, resin pieces releases, or anything as a statue, I think, from the folks over at Diamond Select. This is probably one of my favorites of recent memory. I just recently actually had a look at the Santa Jack. I think I like this one just a little bit more, though. What do you guys think of this particular piece? As I said, it's an exclusive to GameStop, so if you're looking to pick it up for yourself, that's where you're going to want to check out. A big thank you, by the way, to the folks over at Diamond Select who were nice enough to send this my way. Quite easily could be one of my favorite Jack Skellington statues in my collection right now. If you guys are new to this channel, long-time viewers, maybe never got around to it, you were doing some belated Christmas shopping, you probably could get some good deals going on. I'm sure some stores are still stocking some old stuff that they want to sell off before, of course, we start getting into the next season. If you guys certainly have been preoccupied with doing that and didn't get a chance to hit that subscribe button down below, we are now entering into the new year. And of course, with the new year, it's not too late as well to make that New Year's resolution. We're still, well, we're into February now. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if that was your New Year's resolution. Postpone it no longer, my friends. And hit that bell notification and stay tuned because there's going to be a whole lot of videos still coming your way. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.